What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Viva Los Bills. Buffalo Will, joined as always by the man, cousin Vinny. Listen,
What's up? What's up?
we talked. We got him back. We're bringing him back. Even though he disrespected Bruce for a little, but he's
Uh,
Vinny's.
I I thought I didn't have a job anymore, man.
Vinny's the man. Everybody's favorite cousin. He had to come back. My background's a little different. I had to do a makeshift quick thing here. I got kicked out of my usual spot. My girl's doing some good work. And so she's getting that done. Vinny, how's your week, man? How's it going?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just trying to figure out, man. Just counting down the days for some football, man. I'm just waiting for some good old fashioned Pittsburgh butt whipping.
Man, you already jumped. You didn't even worry about
I ain't worried about the preseason
practice,
stuff.
no
Nothing.
preseason,
I want to
nothing.
get
You
right
just
into
jumping
it,
in.
bro. I
Yeah,
want to get
me
right
too.
into it.
But we can't do that. We still got stuff to do. There's things coming up. We got practice, and we got a whole bunch of crap coming. But let's start getting into the news. Let me see what I got over here. Like I said, everything was rushed. Oh, by the way, we haven't even done our beers, man.
oh,
Start
oh,
your
hold up.
beer. I
Oh.
messed up. Look at it. We jumping the gun.
What you got? What you got?
Oh, you go first because I got to load some stuff while you're still doing this.
Okay,
So,
okay. I got me a different. I've had a couple Voodoo Rangers, but this is a different one. This is the Imperial IPA. All right,
all
it's
right.
a different one. I don't know if I thought you did one. I thought you did
I,
it. Did you do
I don't
the
remember if
Imperial?
I did the Imperial. I actually almost got a Voodoo today, so a good thing
Okay.
I didn't because we would have the same beers.
This is the
So,
New Belgium. I'm gonna give it a shot right here. It's an Imperial IPA. I don't know the alcohol content on this one. I think it's I'll tell you right now, 9%. Wow, that's pretty doggone strong. Well, you know the deal. Three quick sips and 1 out of 5. So here you go.
yeah, all right, go. We got a Let's Go coming up
Let's
right
go.
away,
Let's
and a
go Buffalo.
yeah, buddy. What's
It's
going
pretty
on?
strong
I don't know who
right
that
off the
is yet.
bat. Okay,
Okay,
but right off the bat, it's pretty strong. Real hoppy. Pretty strong. I mean, I guess it's because it's the 9% alcohol in it, but it's doable. It's doable. I like it. It's not bad.
oh, by the way, that's John Delgado saying
That's
what's
my boy
going on and
John.
all that. It's your boy. Listen, by
That's
the
my
way,
boy John.
if I'm looking a little crazy, it's because I'm trying to upload some stuff. I was running a little late, so but we're gonna get everything out. So you go 100%. So what's your rating for that one?
This one I'm gonna give it a 4, man. It's pretty good,
Four
and
out of
it's
five.
strong. It's strong. It's strong. It's strong, man. But
It's so strong. You said it 3 times.
yeah, yeah. But I took three. I took 3 sips, so I might as well just say it 3 times. It's out of Asheville, North Carolina. I liked it. I like it. I can mess with it. So if you guys check it out, it's New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. There you go.
There you go. Sounds good.
Now it's your
Again,
turn.
I might be looking a little crazy, so I'm looking all over the place. So what I went with today, I think I've had this before, but I never had it on the show. So here we go.
Flat
Fat
tire.
Tire. It's an
They're good.
amber ale established in 1991 out of Colorado. I can't see the alcohol percentage because, oh no, it's 5.2. I was going to say my old eyes don't see as good, but is this a twist off? Let's see. Nope. Get my handy
Now, if it was a,
dandy,
if it was a if it
my
was a twist
Buffalo
off, then
Bill.
we gotta shut the phone. We gotta shut the show down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got mine too, bro. Look,
Yeah, I
I
know.
got mine.
You see, it's weird. Yours is blue,
Which one you got?
mine's
Which one
red.
you got?
I
Oh,
got
you
the
got the
old
retro.
school
All
red
right,
one. That's
all
back in
right.
the day. All
Yeah,
right, let's
man.
do this. Sorry, that wasn't a quick sip. That was like a
It
pull.
was like a
Actually,
chug right there. I was ready to go, 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 go.
it's actually it's smooth.
I like a fat tire. I've had them before.
Yeah, it's smooth. Actually, it goes down pretty easy. Too bad it's not as cold as I would want it right now because I bought it this afternoon, but it didn't get that cold. I should put it in the freezer.
I did that to mine. And shout out to my brother-in-law. He put me on them fat tires. Named Gary Sinopoli. He's a Saints fan, but I went to a
Oh,
Saints game last
Mhm.
year when a couple years ago when Drew Brees broke the passing record, and
Okay.
that's the first time I had one of them fat tires. So shout out to my brother-in-law Gary, man. He put me onto them. I wasn't
Yeah.
really IPA guy until he started giving me them, and I was like, you know what? It ain't half as bad. I gotta get rid of these Budweisers and these Cord Light and get into some manly stuff.
Yeah, that's actually they're pretty good. Smoother than
Yeah.
I would have thought. I know I've had
Well,
it before.
what you give it? What you give it? What you give it?
You know what? I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I
Okay.
like it.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's what I gave this Belgium IPA, this Voodoo Ranger. I gave it a 4 out of 5. So that's pretty good. I think last beer I gave a 4.2, which is my highest score.
that's
So we'll
right.
see yeah, we'll see how it goes from here on out. I got to go shopping this weekend. I'm gonna pick up a couple. I'm just gonna go and pick the beer that I've never seen before and just snatch it up and see where we go from there.
That's what I've been doing. I've been trying to do that same thing. And I saw a flat tire at this other place. Like I said, I almost did the voodoo, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do a voodoo because we already did some. And but I know, like there's a bunch of different types.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
saw this. I was like, you know what? I think I've had fat tire before, and I was like, let me try it. Usually it's on tap. It's pretty smooth.
yeah. That's a good beer. It's a good beer for
Yeah,
sure.
pretty good. So now let's go over here, because I'm trying to get some stuff. All right. Actually, last week's show, I enjoyed it with Oz, with Marty, with Kenny, and yourself. I thought we had a good time. We had a good
Yes, sir.
list of stuff. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed every minute about it. So anyway, on that note, that's last week. Let's get going. Let's start off with regular NFL news. Again, I might look a little crazy because I want to download something, share with you guys, and about while we're doing the show. So I might look a little crazy looking down or whatever. It's just because of that. In the news, Tom Brady had some off-season knee surgery, which he called pretty serious. Tampa
Hmm.
Bay Times reports that Brady had a partial torn medial collateral ligament. Brady said the injury first surfaced in the spring, but Stroud reports that the tear actually happened during his final season with New England, with the Pats.
Wow.
All right. He
Wow.
also dealt with the MCL sprain down the 2018 season with the Pats, which was never reported, and he finally had surgery to repair it in February after the Bucs defeated the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. He's expected
See
to be
that's
full.
that
Well, he's expected to be full for opening camp, for Bucs opening camp later in the month. Go ahead. What are you going to
that
say?
man, that kind of sucks because now on top of how you won the Super Bowl, on top of how he's been so dominant, now he could even say and brag and be like, "Oh, I won it with a bad knee too." So that's like another notch, like another kick. Like, hey, I won a Super Bowl on a bad tore MCL. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, bro, you can't win with this guy.
Well, that's what some people were saying right off the bat. It's like, wow, he beat Drew Brees, beat Rodgers, he beat Mahomes,
uh, on a bad
all these
knee, on a
guys
bum knee.
with a bum knee. So, it stinks,
Uh,
but guess what? It's the truth. He's putting it in. But not even that. What I thought you were going to say was that how come New England doesn't get in trouble? They're not
for not
reporting this.
reporting stuff.
If
Yeah, I
if
know.
he's saying now that this happened in 2018, he's been dealing with this. He was never really on the injury report. I think maybe once or
Yeah,
twice for like an
yeah.
arm or something. So they get away with all this crap. Like I think the Bills
No
got fined for not,
repercussions.
yeah, for not mentioning somebody once or some crap like that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But they get away with it all the time.
It's like a double standard, man. It kind of sucks, man. But
Yeah,
I got to give him props for playing through it. It's like, I guess you could take the same thing what happened with Cole Beasley when he, literally had a broken leg playing in the playoffs, and they didn't really
yeah,
report it. They just said as a leg injury. But later we found out that he literally had a cracked fibula, whatever it was. So
yeah,
um, we could have got in trouble for not reporting that. So we kind of got to eat it. You know what I mean? I mean, he did what he had to do. He played through it. He won, and it's kind of like another notch. Like I said, he could say, "Hey, not only did I beat you guys and won the Super Bowl, but I did it on a bum knee." And it's like, damn, you can't you can't argue the fact that he did what he did and how he did it. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true too. But still, I don't care about that.
You know what? I
You know,
almost got fired for denying Bruce Smith, so I must keep my mouth shut. Because
no,
you're gonna say I'm pom pomming for Tom Brady, and yeah,
no,
that'll be
it's
two strikes on me.
it's not even that. It just drives me crazy that they get away with this crap all
So
the
much
time. It's like there's a double
for sure.
standard for them and everybody else. It's like, come on, man, stop it. Trying to get this over here, and it's driving me crazy because I can't get it. But all right, we'll keep moving on.
All right.
Now I don't know if you saw in the news, Richard Sherman ended up with he was arrested for burglary. Oh my God, I can't
Mm-hmm.
speak. Burglary, domestic violence in Seattle, and he was denied bail on Wednesday morning. This was about 2 a.m. in the morning. Police were also investigating him in a connection to a hit and run after
Oh,
receiving a report of a car hitting a concrete barrier about 1 a.m. I didn't know a hit and run was part of if you hit the barrier. I thought that was just on your own, unless you left the car. Which later on, the car was found abandoned in a nearby parking lot and was determined to be registered to Sherman. It seems like he broke into his old house where his wife lived, or I guess,
oh my
they're
God.
separated. His wife Ashley told the Seattle Times no one was harmed, but she just wanted him out. So she wasn't harmed. The kids weren't harmed. He was just in the house when he's not supposed to be there. San Fran's John Lynch let the Shermans know, him and his wife, that the organization would be a resource for them, and more than anything, just praying for them. It's kind of cray
Mm.
cray that Shay Sherman got into some trouble that we don't know. Seems like he was trying to get back into his old house with his old wife or whatever, but the guy got in trouble. He
Hey,
was
guess
hung
what
with
team ain't guess what team ain't getting Richard Sherman now?
the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. I thought he would be on the radar with the little bit of cap money we had, and we talked about that. But now
Yeah,
that's kind of like a nail in the coffin. I don't think he's going to be coming over here now anytime
I,
soon.
I
That's
would
I
I would
me
be very
me.
surprised.
Yeah, no. I thought it was a good chance, being that we could have used uh, another corner, but you still stuck with Levi Wallace. I think he's going to do good, but I thought we would be looking at another cornerback, for number two, but being Richard Sherman. So that's out the window now. I don't see in any foreseeable future them giving him a contract, especially with what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like bad juju for the team, or nobody wants that crap in the locker room. Nobody wants that diversion.
Oh,
Nobody wants that bad press. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's out the window.
it's true. Look at San Fran might be making their push, but you kind of said something else. You brought my boy Levi Wallace up, and then you said they don't want that juju. By the way, Levi Wallace told Juju Smith he needs to
To
humble
be
himself.
humble.
That's right, be humble. Look at that. You set that up. And I was like, I thought maybe I'll write this down and talk about it. And I was like, yeah, forget about it. But you set it up right there. You're like, humble. You didn't say humble. You said Levi and Juju. So, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I know you were pushing for Richard. But I don't think it's going to happen, especially with this. Even though nothing bad really happened, but who knows? We got to see. He was held without bond, by the way, because it was so early and he had to wait
Oh, is
to be
that okay?
arraigned.
I'm glad you
So yeah,
clarified that, because when I read it, I was like, man, it must be really, really serious that he didn't even get a bond. I was like, he's probably be in real trouble. So I'm glad you
it's
clarified
because
that.
it's because the judge was sleeping. So the judge,
Oh,
so no, there's no judge there at 2 in the morning for that. This ain't
yeah.
back in the
He's
day when
like,
they
hey,
drive up
he's
to the
lucky.
judge's
He's lucky
house.
it wasn't on a. He's lucky it wasn't on a Friday. Now he have to wait till Monday.
That's true too. Just imagine.
Uh-huh.
So that would have sucked for him big time. And don't get me wrong. Listen, the Bills still could pick him up. It's not. It's bad, but nothing really. He broke into his own house. Well, his wife's house. They're separated. It ain't hurt nobody. He was just I don't know. By the way, there's audio out there. I didn't listen to it, so I don't know. I think he'll be fine. Just got to see what the NFL is going to come down with after the findings and so forth, and they'll go from there. But you never know. Maybe it'll be at a discount price. But you can see the San Fran 49ers are like, hey, Richard, we got your back. Why don't you come back home? Come back for another season. But anyway, it's a pretty cool thing that San Fran's actually putting it out there for them, for him to do that.
Hmm.
So, hmm.
Damn.
All right. Yeah. Now, there's another thing. Where is it? I have it over here. Did you see Saquon Barkley's picture today?
No, sir. I sure didn't.
I know he's not a Bill. He's rehabbing. You know, he got hurt last year. Missed most of the
Hmm.
season. But look at this guy. Got scoot to the right. Look at this guy's legs.
Well, he's always had big legs, but that's
Yeah.
that's insane, bro.
Holy cow. This
That
guy
looks that looks like
is a
me when I was in
monster.
high school.
I bet. That guy's one leg has more muscle than my whole body
Hey,
right now.
can you imagine being a DB? Like he gets to the secondary, and you got to go sideways and put your helmet in front of that to tackle him, man. That's
I
that's
know.
that's like a DB's nightmare right there, man.
Dude, this guy has to have what, 1% fat? That's ridiculous. That guy's leg has more muscle than my whole body does right now. That's sad for me to say. I think he has more muscle than that one leg.
That's
Yeah, like you
insane, bro.
said, man, you see that. You don't want to put it, you know, you can't hit him high. You got to
Hmm.
go low. That's like hitting, it's just hitting a wall right there. I saw that. I was like, that's ridiculous. I got to share that. That makes no sense. I can't believe
Thank you for sharing. Too bad he ain't a damn Bill. Then I'll be
it.
bragging on him.
Neither is Reggie White.
Yeah, yeah. You always got to see now. The god
Yeah,
dog, man. I got to
like,
freaking
he ain't
listen
Reggie White.
to all
Look
that
at.
shit
He
now.
told you. Shh, shh. Look at. He said.
Bruce.
Shh, shh, shh. I think anytime I want to make you quiet, I'm going to put that up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, anyway, Cam Newton, AFC East man, there is saying it's time to put up or shut up. Shut up time. He quoted, said, for me, the Patriots organization has been impeccable. My time there has been everything I could have asked for. Goes on to say, I guess it's time for me to uphold my end of the bargain through and through. You know, they were saying Mac Jones was looking pretty good in practice, but that's practice. I still think it's Cam's job. Belichick doesn't like giving it up
Yeah.
to the rooks.
Rookies.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, there you go, Brian and Van Dyke. What's up, man? Go
What's
Bills,
up,
go
Brian?
Bills. What's up,
That's my
Brian?
man right there. Shout
Oh,
out to
yeah?
Brian, man. Breaking tables, man. That's the
Nice.
dude right
Oh,
there, man. He's
hey,
doing big things over there for
see,
sure, man.
Brian,
But
he needs to come on our show now. We
yeah,
want
yeah,
on
yeah,
our
for
show.
sure, for sure.
That's right,
For
Brian.
sure.
Look
We
at
was on this show. He needed to come on. Brian needed to come on with us too, man.
we got beer,
drink some
Brian. We
brews,
got
talk his
beer.
crap.
We got beer. What's going on?
But he does a great show over there with Cold Front Report also, man. Them guys are they did a bomb over there, man. Much props to
Yep.
them guys. They keep
Yes, they are.
everybody, with all the interviews and stuff like that, man. They're doing really good over there. And I'm gonna get with Brian, man. I'm gonna go down to Miami, being that I'm in Daytona. I'm gonna take a ride down there one day and hang out with them guys when they tailgate. Maybe at one of the Miami games, man, because I got a lot of Miami fan friends that are talking a lot of smack, talking about two of this and two of that. And all I say is, hey, man, when it comes to fourth quarter, when two is losing, they ain't got Fitz
Mhm.
to rely on no more. So he's gonna have to step his game up. We're gonna see how it happens, 56
That's right.
26 last year was the last game we played him. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. But shout out to Brian once again, man.
Yeah, Brian, thanks for chiming in again, man. You're more than welcome to hop on in the show. And here he goes. Look at bam, anytime you want. Let
That's
us
what's up.
know. You want to hit us up? You come on next Thursday at 7:30. I know you guys do your show around the same time as ours. I don't know. I guess you have the day off or something. You're popping on. But yeah, man, more than welcome to come on. Listen, talking
For
about
sure.
Cam Newton and your boys. Oh, hold on. What's this? Hell yeah, come down. Let's have some beers and shots. The season won't come fast enough. Very
That's what's
true.
up.
I actually
That's
want
what's
to
up.
either want to try to get to Tampa, but you said those tickets were going crazy. Maybe
Yeah, man.
Jacksonville, and I would love to
Jacksonville, you
get
might
down
be
to
able to.
Miami. I might do one shot, Brian, and that's it. I black out.
Yeah, because
I
they'll
need to
wind up
black out in
finding you
Miami.
somewhere on A Street somewhere before you even get to the game.
I'd get lost down there. I don't know. So
That's
even saying that, because I'm thinking, to me, the team to knock the Bills off again. I know people are saying Miami, but I think it would be, if anybody, the Patriots.
Yeah,
You know, they
I
got those
agree.
two
I agree.
tight ends. Cam loves tight ends.
I
I
agree
mean,
with you, man. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. If it's the team that's going to be the closest to the Bills this season would be the Patriots, being they spent a whole bunch of money on the tight ends. They're going to get some guys that came off that COVID restriction list, not COVID restriction list,
the
well,
opt out,
where
pretty
they
much.
the opt out list are coming back. So they're gonna have a good squad, man. I mean, we keep it real at the Bills. At Viva Los Bills, man. That's the team that has me the worried the most. You know what I'm saying in terms
Yeah.
of next year, this season coming up. I'm not worried about too much about Miami just yet. I think Tua has to prove himself. They got a lot of weapons. Don't get me wrong, but I think Miami's going to be a lot better in the next 2 years with all their picks and all their stuff that they got going on. I think in 2 years they'll be a lot better team than what they are now. That we're going to have to watch out for. I'm worried about Josh's contract. If he's going to get his money. I know he's going to get his money, but man, it's
Yeah.
got to be a huge contract. It's going to be a huge contract. I'm talking about, in my opinion, it's going to be over $100 million with all this stuff that's going on. All these contracts that are going with all these other quarterbacks. I think he'll average probably 34, 35 million a year, a minimum. And in terms of the Jets, I think they need a lot more work, for them to be able to compete. And I got a bet with my brother-in-law, who's a diehard Jets fan. I bet him $100 that he ain't gonna win either game against the Bills. So that's
Going
a
for
lot
the
of money,
sweep.
man. Hey, $100, for if the Bills win both games, I get the $100. If they lose one game, I got to give $100 up. But knowing us, we'll do great, and then that'll be one of the games. You know how you have one of them fluke games? That'll be the game that I lose, and that'll be a game that the Jets win.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we can sweep the Jets.
I
Listen,
hope so. I sure
their
hope so.
team is going to be a lot better than last year. That's for sure. But
Everybody,
hopefully,
the whole AFC East is going to be better.
yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I got most of my stuff downloaded so far, so that's good. But I
Sweet.
think if anybody, it's going to be the Pats. And I hope not. I think it's going to be Bills, Pats, Dolphins, Jets. But we'll leave that for another show. So let's move on to the next one. I don't know if you saw, Isaac Bruce ended up calling out Randy Moss and Gary Carter, saying that they were the best wide receiver doing the NFL, and they weren't. Number wise, they were better than them. I mean, who do you think was better, Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, or Moss Carter?
Man, Moss Carter probably be the better combo for me. I don't know. You think so? I mean, I
Really?
know Holt and them, man. I mean, in long term longevity, but yeah, Holt and them were nasty, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
but that
They
were
show
where
they
they
didn't
play.
show
They
on
played in
turf.
the dome anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. They played in the dome. It's a totally
So did
different.
Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah. But man, bro, that's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one because they
I
both,
think
in their own ways.
I think the problem is if
You're
you're gonna
going
look
because they
at
won the
that.
Super Bowl, so you're looking at it because as who was
No,
more successful. That's the way you're looking
no,
at it. But
not me. I'm looking at it like, listen, Carter was a very good quarterback. I mean, wide receiver.
wide
He caught a
receiver,
lot of touchdowns. I don't know exactly how many yards he has or whatever. And remember Buddy Ryan back in Philly complaining that, hey, all he does is catch touchdowns. Like, what kind of dumb coach would complain that your receiver's only catching touchdowns? I get
yeah,
he
right.
wants all the stardom or whatever, but fine. When you combine them, Moss was doing most of that work. Moss was the
Yeah,
nasty one. Chris Carter was always good. Oh my God, my cat's trying to
they.
wet.
That's
Here,
okay. Pick them up. They all,
there you go.
the
Willow from back in the day.
they
She wants to make a cameo.
Carter and
She's
Moss
saying,
kind of reminds me of Diggs and Gabriel Davis in terms of Diggs puts in the work, gets the deep
okay,
ball, and Gabriel Davis does the sideline tightrope, one-handed catches. That's what Carter did too. So that's how they remind me. But Holt and them were just speedsters, man. They were nasty in that.
yeah,
In,
they were like the
yeah,
old what was it called? Baker, was it for Miami? Remember back in the 80s, was it not Stephen Baker? Stephen Baker was a giant. Miami had two nasty wide receivers. I forgot I can't remember their
Mm.
names. It was the Marino years. They were just nasty, both those guys. If anybody's watching that remembers those guys, they were
Yeah,
nasty.
type it in.
But Holt and Isaac Bruce made combined is better than Moss and Carter. Now, if
Ooh.
it was Moss, somebody else, I might give it to them. I think
Yeah, yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Carter is the weaker link out of that.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
they're coming with the
They calling
answer.
me. That's
Wait,
the red line. That's the red line phone. So can
that's
somebody complain about my pick?
that's the Batman phone. So anyway, those guys. And then what about like on the list? They also had listen, Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne had better numbers than Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. So how are you going to claim to be the best when other guys had better numbers than you? You know.
Mm.
And then if you want to look at personnel, you had Jerry Rice and T.O. at the same squad, even though they only played 4 years together. And
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah.
was older at that point. So just imagine if you would have had Jerry a few years younger and T.O. That's just a nasty combination, too. There was a lot of nasty combinations in the NFL at that.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. And then you're not even back in the day, like even Reed, you know, Andre Reed. They were with Kelly. That was a great
Yeah,
combination too, man, with them, and
but not.
even Eric Moulds. A lot of guys don't give Eric Moulds a lot of credit. He's like one of my favorite wide receivers ever. Not because he's just a
Yeah,
Bill, but I don't think he got credit for what he did because he played in the era where the Bills really weren't that good. You know what I'm saying? He's still and Stevie Johnson. You know what I mean? Them guys were just ballers, man. That's like you're on a team that kind of sucks, but you're like elite caliber receiver. It's like you know what
but
I'm saying? They
Steve,
don't get
the
credit.
problem, the problem with Stevie, he wasn't really all that great. He was great with us, and
Yeah,
he had the 1 or 2 good years, and we had Lee Evans on the other side. So people
yeah,
were more
yeah,
focused on Lee Evans, and then Stevie got his chance. He was
yeah.
very
That's true.
unconditional. Eric Moulds
That's
was a
true.
beast, and he
Yeah,
stepped
man.
up. The problem was, what did the Bills do? When we got Lee Evans, you let Eric
Yeah,
Moulds go. It stunk
yeah.
because we had Eric Moulds and Peerless Price, and then Peerless Price thought he was so good, and he was like, you know what, I'm out. I'm going to leave. That could have been a nasty combination for years, but we didn't even let that develop. The Bills just let him go, which kind of sucked because
Mm,
for the longest time until recently, the Bills would get a nice 1-2 combo, and then they get rid of one of the guys or wouldn't pay him and
mm.
let him go. Those were the Wilson years. So it kind of stunk when you finally had, because I was like happy when we had Moulds and Lee Evans, and then we had Roscoe Parrish in the middle, and I think it was either Chandler or somebody. I was like, all right, we're gonna ball out, and they get rid of Lee Evans, and
Yeah,
then not Lee Evans, they let go of Eric Moulds, and then after that, all right, we got Stevie Johnson and Lee Evans, and all right, we're gonna be good. We got another receiver coming in, and they trade Lee Evans, and then Stevie showed that he wasn't a true number one, and they let him go. So it kind of
mm.
stinks that kind of crap happens, and you don't get do what you're supposed to do and show and develop. But I'm glad they changed that now because we have wide receivers all over the damn place, all over the damn place, which is a good thing. Sorry, I'm over here doing different things too at the same time.
That's good.
Now,
You multitasking, man.
multitasking.
You're multitasking not with a flat tire, but with a fat tire.
That's right. And I got one more sip here.
Man, this sucker's 9%, man. I'm starting to.
Nine
It's
percent.
starting to 9%. That's what I said. Yeah,
Damn,
nine
I thought you
percent
said
by
like
volume, man.
5%. That's insane.
9, 9. Yeah, so it's
Well,
pretty strong, but it doesn't taste as strong as a 9% beer. You know how
it's
some of the
smooth.
beers you get in this, it's smooth, man. I can't. But you know what, man? With two of these, it's a wrap, bro.
That's a wrap. All right, so now I think that's it for the regular news. I'm done with that. I don't feel like talking too much about other people's team. Let's talk about the Bills. So I'm over here sharing stuff at the same time. All right, the Buffalo Bills. Let's get up here and get some picks. My stuff's all over the place. Sorry. I'll tell you why, because I was running around Then I got here. Then my wife kicked me out of the room where I usually do the show. So if you look, I threw this up real quick, and I'm actually in my kitchen. That's my
That's
refrigerator
what's
back
up.
there. But whatever, we do what we got to do.
That's
What?
it.
Show for the fans, by the fans.
That's
Bam!
right.
Let's
That's right.
back this up. I don't know how new this is, but whatever. The Bills have announced they will have 3 open practices this year at Highmark Stadium. Again, they're not at Fisher College like they used to go to all the times. So there are 3 open practices, which will be as follows: Saturday, July 31st, 10 a.m. to noon. Saturday, August 7th, 10 a.m. to noon. And Wednesday, September 1st, noon to 2 p.m. So you're going to get to see the Bills practice, which is pretty cool. I've never been up there for this. Maybe if I didn't have to work jobs, I'd get up there and go up there. If I lived closer than 8 hours, I'd go up there. But can somebody make sure this guy doesn't show up?
Oh
We
man,
don't
that's
want
so
this
funny.
guy creeping in on our practices, all right? We got a picture of him. He tried it before. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again. I don't want to see this guy looking at our playbook and, you know.
Where the hell did you get that?
Dude, I seen this one time and it took me a while to find this.
That's hilarious. I like the Bills the way they put it like a piece of like tape or something, like like duct tape. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. That's some good stuff.
So somebody make sure this guy doesn't show up. Make sure he doesn't show up to our practice. Taking notes. Another thing, so we know, bam, these are like some of the ideas for the new Bill Stadium. Now, one thing I didn't know about, which I saw, is that they're talking about possibly moving the stadium to downtown Buffalo.
Hmm.
And I don't know how I would feel about it moving to downtown Buffalo. I guess it would be better for the economy of downtown and so forth, but it's not the same as Orchard Park.
Nah, right there on the water, man.
I guess they're
Mm-mm-mm.
showing water here, but I don't know if this is a picture that is supposed to be of Orchard Park or if this is more downtown. I don't know. I've been to Buffalo once. I
Mhm.
enjoyed it. We ran around. I wasn't in a helicopter, so I didn't see the the aerial views. But
Yeah, yeah.
man, I'm used to this right here.
Yes,
And they
sir.
had to ask actually Jim Kelly what he thought because Jim Kelly ended up holding his annual kids camp. And during this, he ended up saying, listen, he would like it to be built pretty much close to this. So take over a few of the parking lots, build the stadium, and play here at Highmark Stadium while they build, I guess, the new Highmark Stadium instead of
Mhm.
moving it to downtown Buffalo. And another thing he was saying was like, hey, why not? You build it there. The next year, you knock down the old stadium here, turn it into parking, and it was like nothing bad ever happened. And also that, hey, everybody knows the Buffalo Bills love to tailgate. Now, if you build it downtown, you're probably not going to be able to tailgate like they usually like to.
Hmm.
So, I mean, what are your ideas? What do you think about this?
I don't know, man. I like to keep it old school, man. I like the old stadium. I like the way people don't want to come to Buffalo to play, especially in December and January. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn. Do I want a newer stadium? That would be nice, but I don't know. I think I'll leave it the way I like things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. In my opinion, what you think?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Listen, me personally, I like the idea, like he said, pretty much. I mean, I know you're from this area. I don't know if you were
Hmm.
here, like you remember the old Giant Stadium. The Giant
Hmm.
Stadium, what they did, they
Rutherford,
ended
yeah,
up, yeah, they built the new MetLife Stadium. They took over what 1 or 2 parking lots, whatever they did, and built a stadium there, and then knocked down the old stadium, old Giant Stadium, and built that into parking lots. So that's fine. I mean, I would rather
yeah,
keep it where it is. If you want to do the half dome like this picture is, why not? Go for it. If you want to keep it open like this, why not? Go for it. Personally, I would love a retractable dome just to give the Bills. the shot to say, hey, NFL, listen, Super Bowl, we could close this and it'll be fine. But for our regular season games, this is staying open. You know, playoff times, this is staying open because we want to deal with
Okay.
the elements. It might not be as windy, or the wind could get in there and cause like a tornado effect in there and mess it all up. But just keep it
I
where
want
it
to keep
is.
it the way it is. Nobody wants to come to Buffalo, man. Nobody
No,
wants to come
exactly.
to Buffalo. Look what happened to Baltimore. If we have a half
Yeah.
a dome, we're like helping them out. Just
Well,
say
maybe it
that's what
depends.
that's
If
the
you could
home field
retract it,
advantage,
like
bro.
if you retract it this much and you uncover the whole field, then you still have to deal with it. You know, the winds are going to come in. You're still going to have the snow.
I
I
think it'll
guess.
change everything. I think it'll
Yeah.
change the whole, the whole scheme of things.
Yeah.
I like to leave the things the way they are, bro. Since the rock pile and all that stuff, people do not want to play in Buffalo come December and January.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to play late in December and January because we weren't really that good. We haven't been in a playoff team for 20 plus years or whatever it was.
Yeah. 20
Now,
plus.
when they came, yeah, when they come, look what happened with Baltimore when they came up here. It was a freaking mess. Look at the field goals they missed. That was to our
Yeah.
advantage. We could have lost that game if they hit them field goals in a closed, dome or half closed dome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The weather helped us. Um, so it changed the whole passing game for them. Even though they didn't really have a passing game, but whatever passing game they try to use, it was bad. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's to our advantage. That's a true meaning of home advantage right there for the Buffalo Bills. So I wouldn't want to change anything.
No, listen, I agree. I love it. But and don't forget, you've been to Buffalo, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm,
the Ralph. You've been there.
mm-hmm,
You actually go
mm-hmm.
down.
Yeah,
It's not like
it's like in the
level.
hole.
Yeah, you
Try
go
going there
down.
with a game where even on a nice day it's windy and you're like, wow, what is this? It's hard to gauge, especially for a quarterback, especially for the kickers, the kicking team.
Yeah,
So that helps you as a home field advantage in terms of Josh Allen practices in that crap, our
yeah,
kickers practice in that crap, our punters practice in that stuff because sometimes it comes to a tight game. That third team, that special teams play is what makes the difference in terms of field position, or if we need a
yeah.
long kick or something like that, we already have that advantage that we practice in that crap. So that's why I don't want to change anything. If it ain't broke,
Don't fix it. Oh boy, what happened to Vinny? Oh man, we lost Vinny. Vinny is over here. He's frozen. Guess it's just me. Look at this. Bam! You don't want to see my big face. Hopefully Vinny comes back soon. Yeah, no, I agree with Vinny. Listen, I would love to keep it where it is. Like Jim Kelly said, fix it. Build it right there. Let's see. I'm going to throw Vinny back on. Vinny back's there. There's Vinny. You back. All right.
all right, all right, all
Yeah,
right.
I
I
mean,
don't know
keep
what
it
the
there.
heck I did.
Just, I thought that's what they were going to do from the get go. They were going to build it in one of the parking lots or two parking lots or whatever, do what they have to do, play right there while you can, and not go downtown. But if they go downtown, who knows? I get it for the economy there, but you don't want to change it like we both agree upon. You want to keep it where it is. Try it. Discussion about open or closed, that's different. Personally, I wouldn't mind if it's slash where you could retract it, keep that crap open all year, but at least you could put in for a Super Bowl bid. Not saying you're going to get it. I'm that guy who believes every team should be able to hold the Super Bowl at least once. I don't care if it's freezing. I know it's all about the money and the big show, but it's football. You play football in every element. So I think you should be able to play. Every team should host the Super Bowl at least once. That's just not the hot weather dome places.
Hmm.
So anyway, also big man here, he also mentioned that he can see Josh Allen breaking all his franchise records, which is kind of sad because I was a big Jim Kelly fan, you know. So, but Allen's already doing crazy things. I know it's a different league. Like I say, these guys, if you remember Jim Kelly, that guy had two
Hmm.
big ass braces on both legs. tons of tape everywhere. These guys were getting rocked,
Oh
unlike the
yeah.
guys today. I mean,
Oh
even
yeah.
look at
Hey,
those.
listen.
Look at the difference in pads. Look at the rib
Oh yeah.
pads he had to wear.
Oh yeah. But hey, listen, it's a totally different feeling now from the '90s and the 2000s to where, when Josh Allen breaks the pocket and rolls out and runs, you kind of like gas because you don't want to get him hurt. But he's
Yeah.
a big, physical, fast guy that knows how to run. So
Mhm.
it kind of like, okay, he knows what he's doing. But anytime Jim Kelly ran out of the pocket, I would cringe like, oh my God, please, 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 because it was scary looking, and he took some hits. He was
Oh
slow
yeah.
as he was slow as molasses. Hey, let's not get it twisted, man. He had a
Bam!
great
Look at that
arm,
guy.
great vision. He instilled the K gun, which I love to this day. By the way, I wish Josh would. I hope Josh learns from Jim Kelly and they do some sort of thing to where they have a quick offense like that, like the K gun. And still, there's not a lot of teams that do that anymore. You know what I mean? K gun. But anytime he ran out of pocket, man, when he broke that pocket and was running, it was like, man, the same thing with Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Anytime he ran out of pocket, it was like scary. But with Rob Johnson or the other guys, I didn't really worry about it. Especially Doug Flutie was one of the earlier guys that used to be a running, throwing quarterback. You got to
Mhm.
throw Thurman Thomas. You got to throw Doug Flutie into that mix because that's what he
Yeah.
was. He was so small, 5'9" or 5'10" or what he was. So if he didn't see those first two or three checks, he was out and he was running.
Yeah.
So
He was one of those
see it
the originals.
the originals. That's what I'm saying. That's where they kind of molded the quarterback. Like, wow, hey, you get a quarterback that can run and throw at the same time. That's a dual threat. That's dangerous. Then, of course, came Michael Vick and all them after that. But, seeing Jim Kelly break the pocket and run, it was. If you're a true Buffalo fan and you remember that, I know for sure your heart would skip a beat anytime he tried to run.
Yeah. But the thing too, well, that time they would kill you. You were
Mm.
getting a hit as hard as you can. They were taking your knees, your head. It didn't matter really. You were getting blasted. Not, and you were coming down with full all their weight on you. Not now. You
Bad
can't really do
intentions.
that. They could hit
Bad
you.
intentions back then.
Yeah, if they can hit you as hard as they can now, that's fine. But you can't land with all your weight on them, and you can't take off their head like you used to back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So honestly, it was weird because I was looking at it like this picture, and I'm like, man, I actually enjoyed watching Jim Kelly play. I enjoyed watching Josh play.
Mhm.
I mean, who did you enjoy so far watch play more?
Oh man, that's a tough question because Jim Kelly brought us through a lot of games, a lot of different, scenarios, the 4 Super Bowls. Brought it, but Josh is a more exciting player, man, because you know
Because he runs.
it's a tough one. It's a tough one because he runs better. I mean, he's doing crap that quarterbacks don't normally do. He's freaking uh,
Hurdling.
hurdling linebackers, man. When do you see a quarterback hurdling a linebacker?
Listen,
He's stiff
I,
arming linemen
I
two at
gotta
a
say,
time at a clip. Uh huh.
I gotta say something.
Go
Like
ahead.
we've been working together. All we do, like we really work once a week. By the way, people, we do this together once a week. And during football season, we'll text each other. So usually during the game, I'm texting Kyle and Vinny. So I don't know if you noticed, I finished your sentence like twice when you were struggling. That just
Them
tells
guys are
you.
probably people are probably saying like those guys got a bromance or some shit.
Yeah. We've been doing this for a while. I mean, it's only one
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
bro. We're finishing each other's sentences. But go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit, I even forgot what we were talking
See
about
that?
right now
Oh, look at that. Made you all happy.
with this damn
Kelly and
with
Allen. Watching Allen.
this damn. Okay, okay. Like I said, it's a tight one because
Yeah.
because of all the games that Jim Kelly brought us through,
Yeah.
and all the seasons, the winning seasons, and I loved it when he played the K. When he instilled the K gun, where we went the no huddle offense and stuff like that. That to me was exciting because it would catch defenses off guard. But now you go into this new era, new age football to where these quarterbacks, look at Josh. He's 6'5", 6'4". He's fast. He's agile. He's got a great arm. I think if you want
Yeah.
to do comparison in terms of arm strength, Josh Allen's way stronger than Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly to me was more accurate. Josh is starting to get that accuracy. You know what I'm saying? But to see him running like that, I mean, I still cringe when I see him run, but
Yeah.
Where do you see a quarterback stiff arming linemen and linebackers like they're
Yeah.
nothing? So it's a totally different game in terms of it's not really fair to compare them. They're both
Hmm.
exciting in both ways. So I can't really give you a true answer to that. I love watching both of them.
No, I enjoy. Listen, I enjoy both of them. I like you said, Allen. Allen's more, I guess, athletic.
Hmm.
Just Kelly, you knew Kelly. We were in any game with Kelly out there,
Yeah,
and sometimes the kid going killed us because if you went three and out fast, you were out three and out fast.
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that hurt us pretty much like in the Super Bowls and stuff. But besides that, he was a beast. I mean, Kelly was a linebacker at one point,
Hmm.
turned into a quarterback. But like you said, watching Josh, I was thinking, and by the way, I think watching him just stiff arm people. He's stiff arming people like a running back. And how many
I know.
times this past year he's had like multiple stiff arms on the same play and just pushing off people. And it's a little dangerous. Again, it's different times because back in the day they would have grabbed you and flipped you upside down on his
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
if you get a clean shot, you get a clean shot, but you can't really do that. But just
Sure.
to see him, he is a beast. I think as of now, I guess because we had so much success back in those days, I think
Hmm.
I loved watching Kelly more. But I mean, Allen, if he continues this way, it's going to be the same. But I do love watching him because he's a young kid. He's coming up. He's helping this team. And he's gotten better every year. And even for the haters, he's gotten better every year, and you can't argue about it. You can say
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs, you can say Cole, you can say whoever you want. The kid's gotten better every single year, and he continues to
yeah,
put in the work, which is great.
yeah. Not only is
Uh,
he getting better, he's getting better. You know, I'm trying to look for the word like extra.
Weapons?
Uh, his gains, his the way he's progressing. His
Yeah,
progression is like literally unheard of. Like if you compare his numbers, people don't even believe a lot of these guys,
yeah,
the pundits are saying, "Wow, that's unheard of." So he's
mhm,
going on a positive direction, that's for sure. You
yeah.
know,
I
I
think,
was I was arguing, not arguing, but we were going back and forth online. Somebody was posting that, oh, but look at Tua in comparison with Josh Allen. Tua had the weapons. Josh didn't really have the weapons. Now he's starting to get weapons. Now you're seeing the progression. That's why I'm gonna keep a close eye on Tua and see his progression. You see,
yeah,
when they kind of, it's a different situation. When they threw Josh in there, Josh was the main quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They threw him in there. Hey, you got to take over. You got to do this. Tua was kind of molded into it. And now look what happened last year. Tua was winning games. He was doing all right. You know, I wasn't really impressed with his arm. But when the going got tough, what did they do with Tua in the fourth quarter? What were they doing with him?
they
They were
sat him.
pulling him out. They
Yeah,
sat him and they put, how do you grow as a player and were they worried about that season right then and there? Well, we literally pulled them out the playoffs. We put them out the
yeah.
playoffs, to be honest with you. Because if they would have
Well,
won that game, they would have won in the playoffs. So um, what I'm getting to is they relied on Fitzpatrick.
yeah. They
So
let the
what
kid take
confidence?
his. They let the kid take his lumps,
Yeah.
but they
Then
knew
they
when
bailed
to
him out.
pull him to try to win
They
the
bailed
game
him
with
out.
Fitzpatrick. Yeah,
They bailed him out. And then what lost me with him was, the comment he made about the NFL on how the game
yes,
is, not that fast or whatever he was. So, if you're an NFL player and you hear that from the opposing quarterback,
yeah.
that's just stuff you're gonna harp on that. The
Oh
good
yeah,
good coaches are gonna bring that up. Hey, this guy says you can't get to him. The game is too slow. What's up with you DNs? What's up with you tackles? What's going on? With linebackers. Are we going to get this
yeah,
guy? What? So that's kind of like fuel to the fire. The guy's saying that the NFL is slow. So look what happened when he made that statement. His trend was downhill from that point
oh
on.
yeah.
And me and you discussed that on the show. You can't talk crap like that, especially in the NFL.
He gave those defenders fuel. Just threw
Fuel.
fuel on that fire. And I'm like, okay, Rook.
That's right.
And the difference between him and Allen was also the schools. Listen, he went to Alabama. He had success. He was surrounded
Yes, sir.
by tons of talent, offensively and defensively.
All
Wyoming, I'm
people that
not
were
taking nothing
potentially going to
against
NFL.
Wyoming or
Yeah.
wherever he was at, but it's a totally different. It's different, you know. The good thing is that he played up there. He dealt with some elements, and that helps him in Buffalo. and he continues to progress. And then
Yes, sir.
also, like I said, when the Pukulas took over, and with Bean and McDermott, they've made great moves. So that's why it's kind of tough to question these guys a lot of the times because of the moves they've made. They've been on point. So they surrounded this kid with talent. Like you said, all they have to do now is going to be one of the top 5 paid quarterbacks in the
Yeah,
league.
for sure,
It's got to happen
for sure.
because
And now, what do you think about the signing of Trubisky? Do you think Matt Barkley, Trubisky? How do you think that fits in the equation of the backup role?
listen, I like Trubisky. I like Matt Barkley. In the past, I actually thought the Bills should have went after him or whatever. They finally got him
Mhm.
as a backup. He had really one good game, or you want to say two. When he came in for the Miami game, he was on point. There's a
Yeah,
few times he struggled, so we needed. And you knew when we had Jake Fromm that Matt Barkley's days were numbered. Now
yeah,
Fromm got pushed back again with Trubinsky, and
yeah.
it's almost like is Fromm going to even beat out Webb? We
Oof.
don't know. The problem is I don't think Webb, unless the rules are different this year, if Webb still can make the practice squad, who knows what's going to happen with Fromm?
Yeah,
But
for sure.
smart wise, you keep Fromm as your third string. Trubinsky is there as your second. I like Trubinsky. I said the
Yeah,
kid needed. He helped the Bears get to the playoffs. Is he the best
yeah,
quarterback
yeah.
out there? No. He needs a change of scenery.
I liked
Now,
him. I liked him. I didn't think he had
yeah,
the weapons he needed to get, to have. I think he's a great quarterback. But
I
hey,
think,
listen,
yeah,
before the season, there's gonna be some trades going on and stuff. So
yeah.
I think
I don't
Fromm
think,
is probably gonna be gone. I
I
think
don't
Fromm
think,
will be gone.
well, you've been saying that they took him more as a
Yeah,
trade bait, but
yeah.
we'll see. It depends if Webb is available to the practice squad, then maybe. If he's
Hmm.
not, the Bills don't like dressing 3 quarterbacks for the games. It's usually
No,
2. And if that's the case, if he can't get onto the practice squad, then I think Webb will be gone. Fromm might be on the practice squad. The only problem is you still could protect him so nobody
yeah,
takes him. But if you don't protect him, somebody
he
could take
gone.
him away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
man,
see
we've
how it
been
goes.
going.
And hey, we shouldn't even be wanting to talk about this, but I mean, we got to keep it real because, you know, as good as Josh Allen is, he's still a human being.
Yeah. Well,
And
hopefully
some
he
of the
doesn't get hurt.
decisions, exactly. That's what my point is. We got to really think about our backups and who's the best backup because you can't be in the NFL and be successful so many years, let's say 4 or 5 years, running the way Josh Allen's been running.
Yeah, he's
Somebody gonna knock his block off. Something's gonna
yeah.
happen. I hate to say it, but when you make mistakes like that, last year he started calming down a little bit
Yeah.
than prior to the year before. He's actually starting to throw away the ball, don't take a sack, make
Mhm.
better decisions in terms of running. But there's been times that like our right tackle and our right guard were doing such a good job that he had no choice but to run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it was right there. They were doing such a great job that hey, it's there, take it. And I think he's got the mentality now, and he's maturing that he's just taking what they give him. But you
Hmm.
got to be very careful with that. And we need a good backup because I hate to see him run. I cringe every time he runs.
I don't mind him running. He got better, like you said, going out of bounds. A lot of times he was still doing that stiff arm. He did
Hmm.
slide more this year. He didn't. He still would lower his shoulder, so it's a little tough. As long as he's lowering his non-throwing shoulder, then it's okay. It's a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah,
better.
yeah.
As long as it's not the right one.
Look what
But he
happened in
was
New
smart.
England. He caught that concussion by running
Yeah,
like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
and it was a dirty. To me, it was a dirty hit. But hey, it is what it is. We
yeah.
leave that for another day.
He was smarter this year, so no, you don't want to.
Yeah.
But I would feel more comfortable with Trubinsky than I did with Matt Barkley. That's
Really?
me.
You think so?
Yeah. So hopefully the
Okay.
kid learns the offense. You
I
know.
hope.
And personally, I'd let Webb go and let Fromm develop because it
Yeah.
helps on your cap, and hopefully the kid learns the ways. One thing I saw to me, which makes no sense, and you pretty much know why, but they were saying that this guy could be on the chopping block come this season. And we all know it's because of his comments about COVID and Sean McDermott talked to him about it and blah, blah, blah. But how are you going to tell me this guy's going to be on the chopping block this year? I understand we have 1,000 wide receivers, But you're going to tell me this guy's going to be on the chopping block?
Mm.
Makes no sense. And then this guy I could understand, but it's still tough. But they were saying that what's his name could be on the chopping block too. Uh, Jerry Hughes.
Mm.
Now, when I thought about Jerry Hughes, I'm like, all right, Jerry Hughes I could see because we have JP Epinesa, you have Addison, you have
The
the
two new DNs, the two new
yeah, the
DNs
two
that came
rookie
in.
DNs. You have the other kid from Africa. I can't remember his name right now. He almost hit a deer and he freaked out.
Hmm.
And so, but to tell me that Cole Beasley's could be on the chopping block,
Yeah,
it's kind of
that
tough,
that's a
dude.
tough one. That's a tough one. They're talking about it. It is, man. Poof. It's a tough one to call. Jerry Hughes, I could see because I know me and you talked about it. He got maybe 1 year left on his
That's it.
contract or whatever. So
1 year,
I could see being gone. He's the longest
ten
tenured
year deal.
Bills player.
Yeah.
So can I see him parting ways? Yeah, I can see that. But for Cole Beasley, he's still very productive. They're saying that Isaiah could take his place, which I don't know, man. You know, Cole Beasley is a master at finding spots in the zone. If you watch him play in the slot, he's one of the best, man. He was like a couple of yards short of 1,000 yard season. I think he was fourth in 1,000 yard season for slot receivers. I mean, in terms of receivers. I mean, he's a beast, man. He finds ways to get open. Look what happened in the last two games. He played with a freaking broken leg and still was productive. You know what I'm saying? Still was productive. So I think they're talking about it would save like 5.6 millions on the cap or whatever on the hit or whatever. But I still think he's worth it, especially now the team that we have put together now. I mean, the next 2 years are going to be very pivotal. I mean, after that, it's going to be any man's game. In terms of the AFCs. Now is the time. We picked up a couple wide receivers. If we get, I think I told you this a couple weeks ago, and I keep repeating it. If we get Zach Ertz, I think it's a wrap in terms of our offense. I think we will be okay in terms of a dominating offense. We don't have no weaknesses. If we run the ball, we still got our good running backs. Zach Ertz is the final piece of the puzzle in terms of our offense. I think we're going to
Yeah.
make a real deep run in the playoffs, maybe get to the Super Bowl, hopefully.
Well,
But
this is
to
the thing.
cut him, mhm,
I'm looking at it like you said. Listen, he's making 4.7 million, 1.5 signing bonus, blah blah blah. If you cut him, it's a dead money cap hit of 3.5.
mm,
I think he's on his last year of his contract. There's no reason to cut Cole Beasley.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Unless you're going to cut him because the whole stupid COVID thing, there's
yeah, yeah.
no reason whatsoever to cut Cole Beasley. He's a beast
Well, he
in the
might not
slot.
even get cut. He might even retire. He said he might even retire himself
Yeah,
if that was
but
the
I
case.
mean, unless the Bills are going to force him to do it, and the league hasn't said you have to, if he's
Yeah, yeah,
willing to do all the stupid crap that they're putting up there, then why cut him? No
yeah.
reason whatsoever. The guy is the best slot guy in the league. He's
Yes,
dropped
sir.
what? How many balls in the last 5 years? Less than
Two
10,
or three.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 or 3, man.
So it's ridiculous. It's just dumb. Jerry Hughes, listen, I can see Jerry Hughes still making this squad. It's his last year of his contract. The guy's probably still a beast. Unless these rookies come
Yeah,
in and play amazing, no reason. But don't cut him, trade him. If you want to trade him. But to
yeah.
get rid of him, I mean, it's going to be a 3.1 million salary cap hit.
Hit.
Makes no sense. Let's do this real quick. Like we touched on, we got a few minutes left. I mean, we can still go over a little bit. This man, after they recalculated the unofficial sack leaders chart, he still holds. But by the way, the sack leaders chart, they counted from 1960 to 1982. The only man that got into the league. He's got this face on Bruce there for Vinny right now because Vinny
Yeah,
said
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ready for him.
He's
Deacon
he's looking
Jones.
right at me.
Deacon Jones jumped into the top five with 173.5 sacks, which puts him behind Reggie White, who's second in the list with 198, while Bruce stands on top of the mountain with 200. And Bruce looks at Vinny and says, Shh, shut your mouth, son. There. So, I mean, Deacon Jones was always a monster. It was a different time. They'd smack people in the ear. They'd freaking, if they smacked you in your ear, you're pretty much your eardrums freaking ringing for days. And Deacon would do it all over and over again. So just imagine Bruce Smith or Reggie White smacking people in the ears. My goodness, insane. Moving on real quick. This guy, where is it over here? Not Bruce. Look at that. He popped up on his own and said, "Boy, don't ever question me again." This guy here, Ken Dorsey, he was promoted. He was the Bills QB coach. He was promoted to passing game coordinator. So good for him. This was last year. As you can see, Barkley there. Barkley is no longer there with the Bills. Moving on. This is like rapid fire. Bam! Stephon Diggs is Sporting Betting AG's favorite to repeat as the NFL's leader in receiving yards in 2021. So they expect him to be the favorite to have as many yards as he did last year. I don't know. That
And he
might be
still
a
got
little
snubbed.
tough.
And he still got snubbed.
It might be tough. Bam. By the
Mm.
way, this guy, where is it? Where is he? I thought I had him by himself. I guess I don't. I'll put him up here with the legend. Bam. Josh Allen is second on their passing yards leader for the sports betting AG favorite. First is Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is second. Allen, excuse me, is second. By the way, they officially, oh my God, the beer. Excuse me. They officially said Josh
Don't go throwing
Allen.
up now.
No, not that. Josh Allen ended up second at the MVP players voting or whatever, the MVP race. He ended up
Behind Allen,
second
behind
behind
Aaron.
Rodgers.
But how bad?
Allen,
How bad was the voting? Do you have any
I
results on
don't know
that?
exactly, but
I thought he would
Allen
take it, but
Allen should have won. Allen should have
yeah,
won.
for sure. He had better numbers for sure,
Yeah.
man.
Real quick, bam. Jalen Ramsey, who likes to talk a lot of whole crap, said he would love to play that Tre'Davious White is his top 5 cornerbacks or one of the top 5 cornerbacks he would love to play with. So if that's
That would
going to
be great.
happen,
Oof,
Jalen needs to bring his ass to Buffalo
that's right.
after our guys retire because I still like our guys above Jalen Ramsey. So Jalen Ramsey, you come here after Hyde or Poyer retire, scrub. Now, one of the last things, the NFL Wire had chose like the best quarterbacks. They had Josh Allen at 7th. Come on,
Hmm.
man, you better wake your ass up.
Mm-mm-mm.
ESPN did their list. They had Josh at 5th. It's all right. It's a little better than 7th. And like I said, he ended up second in the MVP race. Now, so one thing will happen. I didn't have all my stuff ready, like I was telling you. Why? Because I ran in my house at 6:25, ran over to Union City. I live in Jersey City. It's not like everybody knows where that is. You know where that is.
I know exactly where you're at.
So I went to Union City High School. Why? Because this man, the Bills had signed him, offensive line, Steven Gonzalez, offensive guard. He actually played here in Union City High School,
Sweet.
and he was part of the Arizona Cardinals, and now he's with the Buffalo Bills as a free agent, offensive guard, the 1 year
Sweet.
contract, trying to make the team. So I
You
was
need to
like,
get
hey,
him on.
let me go try to get to him. So guess what? I got a little picture here, autograph to Will.
Nice.
He was pretty cool. He did it. He signed my old school hat here. I was like, let me get a hat where I could get it. So he signed it.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. This all took place like in 5 quick minutes because I had to get
Get
in
him
my
on.
car and
You
come
got to
back
get him
home.
on, bro.
I told him I'm going to reach out to him on Twitter and on Twitter or Instagram. And he said, hit me up and I'll go. My nephew plays for them.
Sweet.
So here's
Sweet.
him signing. Actually, this kid played with him a few years ago, played 1 year with him in high school football.
Sweet.
Here we go. Bam. Just look at the height difference.
Is
Me
that
at
you?
5'5". Yeah, man, that's me.
How
I
freaking
got
tall are you? 5'2"?
5'6", scrub. 5'6" and a half. and a half. So that was so that was him. So you know, it was really cool. Listen, I hope he makes the team because the kid's like a gentle giant. It was weird seeing this
Nice.
young ass kid in the NFL trying to make the
That's good.
squad, and he
Good for
wanted
him,
to
man.
come back to his town, show some love, which was cool. So let me see if
That's
this
what's up.
plays. Let's see what happens.
Okay, Giancarlo. Wepa, you're watching Viva Los Bills.
What? Just for that, I hope he makes the team. He's our first
Ah!
player to ever do anything for Viva Los Bills. So look at that. I didn't even get time to edit it. I downloaded it, threw it out.
Okay, Giancarlo. Wepa, you're watching Viva Los Bills.
He was happy to do it. So
That was
listen, man.
awesome, man. That's
Much
awesome.
love
Shout
to
out to
him.
him.
Yeah,
That's
much love.
awesome, bro.
Hopefully, we'll get him on the show. I hope the guy makes the team now,
Amen.
whether
Yeah,
either
man.
be
Now I'm
53
rooting
man
for him.
roster or practice squad. He's a Latino, so we got to
That's
give it
right.
up to him. So much love to him. Hopefully, we'll get him on the show.
Yeah, man.
So that's
That's what's
pretty
up.
cool, man. Real quick while we end here, bam, as always, follow us on Twitter, Viva Los Bills, Facebook, join our group, which is anybody can join, Viva Los Bills, and our YouTube page, Viva Los Bills. Join, subscribe, tell your buddies and friends. Yeah, I
That's
think
what's
that's
up.
it. Se
That was good.
acabó. Finished it up. Did a good
We
show.
did it.
Look at got Willow in the back. Oh my God. Look at I even got my buddy Church in the background. The
Chilling.
cats are jumping around.
Chilling.
Salute.
I don't got
Chingan.
nothing left, but salute.
By the way, prayers out to the people in Cuba.
Yeah,
Go help these people out. There's some messed up shit going on there. No reason
for
for that.
sure.
Much love.
For sure.
That's
Yes,
about
sir.
it, man. Love
See y'all
y'all.
next week.
As always,
See
see you next week. Peace out. Nos
Viva
vemos.
Los Bills.
Se acabó. Viva los Bills. Until next week, guys. Adios.